She was excited and said to Charlie, "Good son-in-law, why didn't Mom find that you were so good before?" Charlie smiled without saying a word. He knew that a shrew like Elaine would be able to spend $50,000 a month, and he would have spent money to buy her a long time ago. Elaine was only thinking about slapping Charlie, and deliberately said to Claire earnestly, "Oh, Claire, you see that you are not too young, and you have been married to Charlie for almost 4 years. I want to say, this time for the two of you to have children. Our family of 4 lives in such a big villa. It's a bit deserted. If there is a child running around, it would be so lively." Charlie was shocked when he heard this. "Okay. My mother-in-law really opened her eyes when she saw money. It seems that she has completely bowed to money now. You know, she had repeatedly told Claire before that she could never have a relationship with him." Charlie still remembered that once, this old lady rushed into his and Claire's bedroom early in the morning. It turned out that she had a dream and dreamed that the two of them were married, so she had to confirm it if she was just dreaming or was it real. On another occasion, Elsa asked his wife to go to a hot spring with her. After hearing this, the old lady, in order to prevent him from taking advantage of her, also asked her to not wear bikini and told her to sleep in separate rooms with her. However, never dreamed that her attitude would have undergone a 180-degree change. So, he immediately nodded approvingly. "Mom, you are so right. Our family is short of a child." "Oh no. 2. Elaine laughed and said, "If you want me to tell you, you need 3 children. When that happens, I will give you children care with all my heart." Charlie smiled and said, "Mom, I will work hard for you then." Elaine hurriedly said, "Oh my son-in-law, why are you and your mom being polite? Isn't it just right for me to see your baby?" Charlie nodded, glanced at Claire who was blushing, and he was happy. It seems that as long as the money is in place, this Elaine will easily turn to his side. So, he deliberately said to Elaine with a serious face, "Mom, can't let you work in vain at that time, so let me give you more than 100,000 hard work a month for every child." "Oh my God." Elaine happily sat up from the sofa and exclaimed, "Really? Give 100,000 a month with 1 child? 200,000 with 2 children?" Charlie nodded. "Mom, when Charlie speaks, I always say one thing." Elaine was so excited, she blurted out, "Okay, okay." After finishing speaking, she looked at Claire and said excitedly, "Claire, your mother knows an old doctor who has a secret recipe for twins. When the time comes, your mother will buy you a few servings. You can eat them first. Try to have both at one time." Elaine knew very well that her pocket money of $50,000 a month was enough for her daily expenses, but if she wanted to upgrade her consumption level, this amount of money would be stretched. But now it's not the same as before. She lost more than 2 million things because of gambling and couldn't control the financial power of the family. Jacob could not give her money, and her daughter would not be willing to give the money to her, and her own hands again are without savings. It is difficult to get extra money. But if her daughter really gave birth to Charlie twins, then her 1 month's pocket money could rise from $50,000 to $250,000. $250,000. That can really lead her life like a queen. Claire didn't expect Charlie to launch a money offensive against her mother. Moreover, she didn't expect that the effect of this money offensive looks really good. All of a sudden, she was so embarrassed that she wanted to sew in. At this moment, Elaine saw that she was not talking, and she kept urging her aside. "Good girl, tomorrow I will take you to the doctor and he'll prescribe some medicine?" Claire was really helpless, and said embarrassingly, "Mom, stop talking nonsense here." Elaine said solemnly, "How can this be nonsense? I also want to hug my grandson earlier." Claire knew that if she didn't leave by herself, she would definitely talk endlessly, so she hurriedly pushed Charlie. "Let's go, and pick Dad home." Charlie smiled and nodded, and said, "Then pick up Dad first, let's talk about the twins later." Elaine echoed from the side, "Yes, yes. I'll talk about it later, I think it's tomorrow." Helpless, Claire pushed Charlie all the way out of the house. After going out, Claire pretended to be angry and said to Charlie, "Charlie, why do you want to tell my mother that?" Charlie smiled and said, "Isn't this the point of rushing here?" Claire gave him a blank look. Don't know what bad idea you have made. I tell you, if you want to upgrade, you can honestly rise a little bit, but don't expect to persuade my mother to skip the level. Charlie said cheerfully, I don't have this idea. I just feel that our parents are getting older, and they must also want to hug their grandson earlier. Claire said embarrassedly, hold what hug, hurry up and drive. Charlie nodded, drove Claire's BMW out of the garage, and the two set off for Classic Mansion together. After the two arrived at Classic Mansion, they saw a few elderly people talking and laughing standing at the door. Jacob and Mei Qing were standing side by side. Jacob was also considered handsome among middle-aged and elderly people, and Mei Qing's temperament and appearance was even the top of her peers. The existence, so standing together, it really fits well.